Next, we'll hear from Mr. John Hoffman.
Well, we've been going on for about 2 hours now, and I'll tell you a little story about 2 hours. When I was in the Navy, cycles on an aircraft carrier about an hour and a half long. That's what the cycle normally is. But if you were in an airplane like I flew, we kind of cluttered the deck, so we were first off and last aboard, so our cycle was about 2 hours. And the exciting part about it is it's a sort of humdrum when you're flying around after you get airborne. But when you come back at night and make a night carrier landing, it's not humdrum anymore. The adrenaline flow goes up and you have a sense of relief when it's finally all over. So I'll have a sense of relief tonight when this is over. Last we had a meeting in Argyle about a week or so ago. I don't remember where it was. And I had my grandchildren were here. They come every summer for about 10 days, sometimes 2 weeks. We call it Cousins Camp. So they came and they were supporting me. I don't see any of my friendly faces out there tonight, but they all wanted to know why was I doing this? Why did I want to do this? And they were enthusiastic about helping me, but why did I want to do this? The reason I want to do this is I want to leave a better place for them. Like most of us, we don't need to have another job, but I want to leave a better place for them. I want to look at Michigan and say that we're fiscally sound. And the only way we're going to do that is to make some changes now. Tonight we heard people say, well, it took us years to get into this mess, it's going to take us years to get out. Only if we let it take years to get out. We can get out of this mess by acting now. We have to act now. Get a legislature in there that will take firm steps. We can change the tax structure. We can change the retirement benefits. We can do all of that in a year if we want to work at it. Only if we want to work at it. So send me over there and I'll work as hard as I can. Thanks.
Our last of our state rep candidates is Paul Muxlow.
I agree with John. One of the nicest parts of the evening is when you finish up after a long day. It's like a parade. And the campaign is coming to a close. I've talked to personally over 5,000 people, and you learn a lot. And I'm sorry I didn't bring it. Somebody asked me what I heard after I had talked to 1,800 people. And 1,200 of them, I estimated, were pretty unhappy with the way things are going in this country. And I think there's some people that don't understand the frustration that there is out there. I said there were another 20 people said they weren't interested, but there were a couple hundred people that just stared, you know. So you're not sure what they're thinking. But there is frustration out there. It does get back to the economy. We've all talked about it. We've repeated it. We could put it on a recorder. But we have to deal with those things, and they're going to be tough to deal with. And as far as agriculture, they put the forum on tonight. I'll just repeat again. I'll start every discussion on the side of agriculture. And I told a joke to a guy on the side of the road, and I haven't gotten very many laughs, so I won't use it too often. But he said 100% on the side of agriculture, and I said yes. But there is one exception. I said that I won't support cockfighting. And I'm talking about extraneous, unnecessary things. Otherwise, I'm 100% on the side of agriculture. Again, thank you for the forum.
We'll move over to our state Senate candidates, and we'll start with Mr. Paul Mezo.
I'd like to thank the Farm Bureau for inviting me, and of course the other candidates that you listened to here tonight. And I got to tell you, I've gained a great deal of respect for these gentlemen behind me because I've walked a bit in their shoes. It's a great effort that you make when you run for an office. And it's a privilege when you walk up onto somebody's front porch and they have the nerve to open the front door to see what you're up to and to offer you an opinion. And some of them are pretty whacked out. One of them today told me that he should like me because he was stealing all of Mr. Greene's signs. He told me that his last name was Greene and he was going to run for an office, and all he was going to have to do is change the first name. But most people are so concerned about what we're going through, and this is our depression. And I never wanted to go through a depression, but we're in that. And what we need is we need to have people in our legislature leading this state who believe that.
They want to make the changes because they believe that it's necessary. Not because it's politically expedient to do something else, but it's absolutely necessary to do what's next. What's next is lowering taxes. What's next is chewing away at the government red tape that's eating away at businesses, keeping businesses from coming here, keeping businesses from starting up. Well, if we do that, I think businesses, and there's quite a few people that I've talked to in the state that would make investments. The man in Collum said, I paid $32,000 in Michigan business tax. And I said to him, what would you have done if you didn't have to pay that? He said, I got 2 guys on unemployment and I got 2 trucks sitting out there doing nothing. But he says, I'm not doing anything until the state shows me they're serious about making changes. Well, that's what I'm running for. I'm running for that, and I'm running to get people back to work. Thank you.
Next, we'll hear from Mr. Mike Greene.
Well, it has been a privilege to be here in front of you. We don't get to talk to many people in this big of a forum, and when we get to, we like to shine. Now, whether I've shined tonight, I don't know. But I can tell you, I didn't get to finish my beginning statement, but I've worked General Motors, I punched a card every day, worked in agriculture, I ran my farm, I was in local government, and I had a short stint in state government. And for the last 7 years, I started my own business. It's been very successful in spite of the problems we had in the state. I just want to let you know that I can take a lot to Lansing. A lot of experience that I've worked at. My wife and I have worked hard raising our kids and doing our jobs. And I can. But I will tell you tonight, whether you're a farmer or not, my heart's in agriculture. I've already been promised the ag chair job if we win, because that's what I want. I don't want any of the others. I don't want any highfalutin chairmanships. I want the ag chair, because that's where my heart is. It's been a hard 8 years, and we do have to make change. And as the gentleman over here said, it won't take forever. But if we get the legislature set on the right course, doing the right things, we can turn this thing around. We turned it around earlier, and we can turn it around again. I want to leave one thing with you. I'm pro-life. I'm 100% pro-life, always endorsed my right to life. I shared it with Mr. Mezo, Mr. Palmer this time. I'm pro-gun. If you have a concealed weapon today, it's because of legislation I introduced in the year 2000. It was the shall issue bill. It was my bill. I introduced it, I debated it, and we passed it. Was it the best bill in the world? No. But finally, our Constitution gave us the right to keep and bear arms. And we have that now. So, I have experience, and I have a love for agriculture, and I appreciate it if you'd support me this year. Thank you.
Our last candidate this evening, the state Senate candidate, is Jeff Mays.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure for me to be here and appreciate all of you spending time with us and for all of you listening at home tonight. As I've said throughout tonight, our problems are neither Republican or Democratic. We did not get here overnight. It isn't one person's problem. It's going to take all of us working together, and we need folks in Lansing who can look across party lines and work with different people with different viewpoints, who can do more than just point fingers and pound on the table, but can reach across that table and shake someone's hand to get things done. That's been my record at the state capitol. That's why I have the endorsement of Right to Life of Michigan, the Michigan Agribusiness Association, our state's bankers and credit union organization, Abate of Michigan, representing our motorcycle riders across the state, the Michigan Township Association, State Senator Jim Barsha, and countless other individuals and groups that believe that you do, that our state can be a better place, that we can look and put beside our differences. Because when I vote, I don't look at it as an issue as Republican or Democrat. I look at what's right for the people I represented. And that's why when the governor attacked agriculture through the Ag Commission, I did the resolution in the House and negotiated with the governor for ultimately overturning her executive order, went against my own party. I have supported welfare reform, time limits on receipt of some forms of welfare, and voted to penalize those that do not participate in the programs that the state obligates them to do. I'm proud of the pro-life legislation that I've introduced. I'm proud of my advocacy to improve our state's gun laws, and I've passed laws to support our Second Amendment rights. I encourage all of you over the coming